Hello?
Yes, Dr. Katz?
Speaking.
Yes, how are you?
Can I ask to whom I have the pleasure of speaking?
I mean, I haven't talked to you in like 10 years, but this is Stephen Wright. Remember, I saw you for many years.
Right, you're the guy with the birds, right?
No.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I've seen birds, but I don't think that's what you meant.
No, it's all coming back now. I remember exactly who you are.
Yeah, you do?
How have you been? Jeez, it's been so long.
Overall, I'm good, but I'm at the airport. I'm at the airport in Boston, and I know I haven't talked to you in 10 years, but I'm kind of freaking out because I don't know if you remember, but I never liked how to fly.
You were afraid you were going to die in a fiery crash.
I didn't get into detail like that, but I was afraid of flying and it crashing, and I thought I would call you. I hope that's all right.
Stephen, I'm happy to talk to you about this issue, but it's probably not as simple as it appears. It may have something to do with flying, but that may not be the major issue.
How can my fear of getting on the plane have nothing to do with flying?
No, that's not what I said. I didn't say it has nothing to do with flying. I said probably just one of many issues that have to do with getting on an airplane. So, how is the family?
My family, you mean?
Your mom and your dad?
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine, and my brothers are fine, and my sister is fine, but I don't know, I've never connected that to being afraid of flying, but that's why you're the doctor, I guess, and I'm not being sarcastic.
No, I appreciate that. When you fly, if God forbid something awful should happen, that's the end of your birthright. You have no offspring. So I think flying for you...
You mean deep down, I may be thinking that if the plane crashes, I haven't created anyone, and that's why it might be bothering me?
This is the end of a species.
Is that why, I get really horny when I go to the airport?
Maybe. On the same note, it's important to practice safe sex.
Yes. Well, what do you mean, safe? I mean...
But I know I'm giving you mixed signals. Let me focus on something else here for a second. Sort of take in your environment. You're surrounded by people who seem harmless enough.
People reading the paper and women walking by, flight attendants and children. They're walking by.
They seem harmless enough on the surface.
Yes. What do you mean they seem harmless?
No, they are harmless. They're just...
Well, what do you mean? Now I'm thinking maybe...
No,
they're not harmless.
No. I'm just trying to that was a bad choice of words, Stephen. I apologize. They are harmless.
Oh, all right.
9 times out of 10.
What is that? You have everything you say has loopholes.
It's just the time we live in. We live in a very tense times.
Oh, good. I should have had 7 white Russians and skipped you. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean to talk to you disrespectful. I'm just really...
We live in a climate of fear. You just happen to be at the hub of it right now.
Jeez, the hub of it.
No, Stephen,
would you ever consider coming down here and getting on the plane with me?
I'm seeing someone at 4.
But sometime you would do that?
Oh, sure. I enjoy flying.
You enjoy it?
Yeah, I actually was thinking about getting a pilot's license.
In order to fly, or just to have it?
No, just in case sometimes the pilot might experience medical difficulties.
What? This is wrong. I could have called a wrong number and got better information.
Let me read you 4 statistics, and I'm not making any of these up.
All right.
More people die of natural causes in a month than they do flying in a year.
Wait a minute. More people die of natural causes in a month
than they do flying in a year. Of course.
You're talking about different people, right?
In a recent and this is the last one. I'm not gonna overwhelm you with these facts, but in a recent poll,
yes,
8 out of 10 people who fly professionally, who fly to get to work every day, were willing to participate in this poll. I'm sorry, I'm making too many jokes. I apologize.
Well, thanks anyway.
Has this been at all helpful?
Is there anything else you can say to me? I mean, the thing is, it's the takeoff and the landing and the in-between is what bothers me.
You have something to read?
Yes, I have this book about a guy who invented the garage door.
I never read it, but it would
No, it's amazing. He was from Italy, and it was before they had garages, so it didn't do his family any good for years.
So he was way ahead of the curve.
Yes, he was way ahead of his time.
Yeah.
And I think that'll, there's pictures in there, and when I look at pictures, it relaxes me.
And Stephen, if at any point you hear this phrase, you should tighten your seatbelt. If you hear somebody yelling, "God is great,"
oh, that means something's up.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Oh man.
I mean, I'm not saying he's not great, but he's just.
You're not judging.
Yeah, just very often. That phrase is punctuated by a very loud noise.
Oh man, I see the Avis rent-a-car down there, and it's probably only an 11-hour drive, and even though it's raining out, maybe I don't know.
Just make sure the exhaust isn't getting into the car.
What if I call you from the plane?
That would be perfectly all right if you want to continue.
You have that other appointment, right? Is that
but if you can get to me before 4, I'm happy to talk to you.
What are you going to be talking to that next person about? Maybe if I hear what their problem is, it'll distract me from me being afraid of the plane. Is it a woman? Is it a woman with It
is a young woman.
Yes,
who,
in her 20s.
I don't know. She can't quite make any sense out of her life. She's too
promiscuous.
Her entire life has been compromised by one very long yeast infection.
Oh man!
So
you still seeing that heavy woman I used to see in the waiting room, the one that was really heavy, and she was nice, but
she was the bouncer, Stephen.
She was a bouncer?
Yeah.
Where is she now?
I decided after 5 years and several $1,000s that I don't really need a bouncer in my office.
I'm starting to feel a little relaxed now.
Oh, good. See, one of the things that can help is when you let other people's problems enter your head.
Right.
It diminishes the scale of your own problem.
Well, maybe you can suggest a book, like a biography of someone that if I read it, I would be happy I wasn't that person.
Yeah, there's a wonderful biography written by the Lindbergh baby, and there's a new book about. I don't know if you're interested in Dean Martin. I find the guy fascinating.
I love Dean Martin.
Yeah. What's not to like?
You suggest me reading a book about Dean Martin on the airplane?
Yeah.
I might call you in the future, just tell you I'm about to get on a plane, just to go through stuff like this again. You wouldn't know, right?
No, there's no way for me to check.
But I wouldn't do that because I completely respect you. The fact that I abruptly stopped seeing you 10 years ago was because I felt that I didn't need it anymore. It wasn't anything about you.
We had reached an impasse, Stephen, if I remember correctly.
Well, you thought I was basically fine, right?
I thought, I thought at some point the doctor and the patient have to agree that continuing the therapy is not productive.
Well, you didn't answer me. I just said you thought I was fine, and then you just said what you said.
Oh, yeah, you were fine, believe me.
How's things going with you?
Pretty good. It's just I still have a practice. I am scaling down a little bit.
What are you down to now?
I see 4 people now.
Yeah?
And then I see 2 other people on the phone. I have phone calls, phone therapy, which is...
Have you ever wearing a weird bathrobe or something, and they think...
I have on occasion, I have a pretty extensive wardrobe.
So sometimes you wear...
Yeah, one of the people I talk to is a country singer, and I have a kind of an outfit that I just sort of get in the mood to talk to him.
Is it someone I would know?
I don't think he's that well known. A guy named Luke Warm.
What do you mean you feel comfortable?
I put on some cowboy boots because I used to wear that when I was in college. Sometimes I'd put on a rawhide jacket.
With nothing else? Or that?
Well, it depends on who else is there.
Well, I really am at the airport, and I'm dressed like normal, in case you're wondering. So.
Well, what happens more often than not? Planes do not crash. They do not spin out of control, and people don't end up crushed like sardines in a cockpit or in the cabin of a plane.
I'm probably not going now. I'm glad I called you. In a way, I like it, because now I don't have to go, and I don't even have to deal with it. I'm going to sit here till the Valiums wear off, and in about 3 hours, I'm going to rent the smallest car Avis has, and I'm going to drive 11 hours to Buffalo. Thank you, though.
Oh,
well,
my pleasure.
You really did help me, because I'm no longer afraid to get on the plane, because I'm not getting on the plane.
Is your ticket refundable, or is that...
I don't know if it is.
Because when you get to the pearly gates, There are no refunds.
What is wrong with you? I'm in the airport.
Yeah, but even if you can get your money back, you can't.
Oh man, that was my plane. They just called it. It's time to board. I'm not even going. But what if
Well, Stephen, good luck. Whatever you decide to do, whether it's a car or an airplane, I just wish you well. And
But I might call you again in either in years or maybe in a few minutes.
Okay, and if I read anything about the flight.
Oh my God! What?
The phrase of next of kin popped into my mind. If the ticket agent at the gate agent asks you for your dental records, don't get on the plane.
Do you know what a pendulum is?
Yeah.
You have just moved the pendulum from my fear of getting on the plane to my probably coming over there and beating you. I know where you live.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for the help, or whatever you would call that. Thanks.